speaking to this episode of Page 3 here at News9 with me, Sakshi Litoriya, is team Ziddi Ishq. Aditi, Sumeet, thank you so much for joining us here for the conversation. Aditi, let me begin with you because trailer is giving me the hint of you first being obsessed with your teacher, that going actually in the obsessive zone, a bit of the criminal zone, and then you are seeking some sort of revenge, some sort of
Revenge.
clarity. I don't know what is
she,
happening.
she's trying to really be nice to be criminal and then some sort of revenge. Yeah. I mean, uh, honestly, I'm happy that I got the script, to be very honest, because I was
Mhm.
in fact looking at changing a bit of what happens. I feel here is that, like, particularly, I think in every business has its own rules, but the film industry particularly, if you are, say, for example, she was my first, and then Ashram, and then quickly I became like this girl who's intense.
Yeah.
But that's not true. I'm just like another anybody. In fact, we have a lot of अभी अब बोलोगे, पर भय का opposite हास्य भी तो होता है. You can
Mm.
have dark comedy. That's why you have dark comedy. Like, you
Yeah.
can really do so much with what you have as a bank, as an actor. And I've spent a couple of years doing theater with Makran sir, with collecting data from wherever I could. And I understood that, yes, this is a craft and this requires a certain, उसकी एक गति है, उसके साथ आपको बहना ही पड़ेगा. You can't be
Mm.
like, you know, randomly. You can't. It has its own rules. Like, सात स्वर होते हैं, वैसे ही एक्टिंग के भी आपको रस मिलेंगे, उसके दायरे में ही आप आपका काम करते रहते हो, या चाहे वो
बिल्कुल.
रोमांस हो या जो भी हो. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have a base. So I was looking for something like this where I could probably show my vulnerable side, and luckily I got something which is of my interest, which is playing a child. I started, in fact, doing a children's play called Time Boy, and that time also I was around yeah, not too old, but yeah, I was like around 16, 15, 16. So, but I played a 7-year-old. So I really like that idea where you have to go and explore the child and not look childish, but childlike.
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm. Hmm.
और उसके साथ फिर आप क्या कर सकते हो, और इसमें तो एडोलेसेंस भी था और
Hmm.
इनोसेंस भी था, और वो
Yes.
कैरिकेचरिश भी नहीं करना है कि oh, there's that. There are many gestures which you can fall prey to,
Yeah.
which kids really don't do.
Yeah.
And if I have to, in fact, be connecting, yeah, with the audience of today, even if the children are watching it. In fact, there are children who have watched She, and they said, Auntie, we like you. I said, Auntie and
Auntie.
like you and She. That doesn't go really well, but that means kids are watching this. So I wanted to make it more relatable. And today's kids, like especially the ones who are in their 14, 15, 16 age group, they are not at all, that innocence which is there is not really there because of so much of exposure to the media and other things. And they know too much about themselves as individuals also, and they have an opinion and whatnot, and it's supported by parents. So I wanted to keep it there so that it
Hmm.
looks relevant to
Hmm.
everybody. So it's not exactly just dreamy, it's not exactly the way it's only written. I made it a bit more acclimatizing it to the audience, the kids of today, honestly, so that the
Hmm.
parents also connect with that. तो
Interesting.
वो, हाँ, उस हिसाब से मैंने उसको अपनी तरीके से of course कोशिश की है. Let's see how it lands, but clearly the fact that this had a range of these emotions excited me like how. And I said,
Hmm.
wow, मेरे पास कुछ है भी नहीं. I'm not even doing a play, or I'm not doing somewhere I'm invested.
Hmm.
So I can be completely connected to this script, and then we can take it further. And there is a lot of action you must have seen. So for that also was, that thing as a child, and then she becomes this girl who can, हमें ना honestly कई बार लगता है कि ये फिल्मी है, कि ये लड़की ऐसी थी पर ये अब देखो कैसे मार धाड़ कर रही है. But I'll tell you what happened with me. It's a personal experience, but that's what we are here for, an interview. I lost my mom when I was 15, okay? And the first thing I did was I knocked the doctor's face off. And I was not a violent person, but I did it. I was so angry that I said, you told me that nothing will happen. I jumped onto him and hit him. Yes, I was an athlete also, so I had that
Yeah.
in my body, no doubt. But, similarly, I feel that with this girl, when she's going and hitting the painting the town red, like say Batman and Joker जैसा कुछ उसमें दोनों भी अंदर आ गए like a ghost, you know. I feel that it can happen. It can happen that one will go to an extent, not killing, of course, and it's not right, but the passion of love can drive you to an extent where it's unimaginable. So I think that
Mm.
range is something I was very excited about.
That's really interesting. Very intriguing that you have cited some of your personal experience to sort of tell us how you exactly connected with your character that you will be playing in Ziddi Ishq. Sumit, I cannot hold myself back. I have to say, Baba, you are beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, Sumit, we had this picture of you, of a sweet, romantic guy, of somebody who is an introvert. Cut to watching the trailer of Ziddi Ishq, and this is something else. This is some other kind of Sumit that we will be watching in this one. So, what drew
Yes.
you towards the character? Because you are an actor, you are a writer yourself, you're a director yourself. So, if I could ask you, through which lens did you judge the character that you will be playing?
Purely as an actor, I mean, the whole joy of being an actor is that you get to be different people. Uh, you, I think some, some or most actors have this thing. They're not, their personality in life is quite dull. They're
Yeah.
probably not happy with who they are in life. You know, so they're always looking to get into someone else's clothes or someone else's skin and
Mhm.
be someone else. As a child, it always excited me that, oh, what if I could be this person? You know, what if I could be a hero one day, a villain one day, a good person or a bad person, or a confident person or a unsure person. Uh, and that's the whole journey as an actor. So, I'm very glad and very, very grateful that some of the work that I've done has done very well, has connected with people, has entertained them. Uh, but at the same time, you're also looking at creating those opportunities where you get to do more. They're very hard to come by. I'm very grateful to Raj and Hotstar and their entire team that they thought that I could pull off this part. To consider me in this role, it's a complete departure from the kind of work that people associate me with. So, and also while we were working, it didn't feel like they were nervous that will it work, will it not work? They were sure that, yeah, you'll be able to pull it off. They gave me that room to explore this character, to go all out with it. Uh, and yeah, it was a very, very enriching journey. I quite enjoyed it.
Mhm. My question is to both of you because when we were kids, we always had a crush on one of our teachers. So, was
Yeah.
there any teacher that you might have had crush on while you were in school?
I mean, several, I would say, at different ages, they get, you know, because I've changed school and colleges quite often. So, yeah, I've always had a crush. And I was in third and fourth standard, I had a crush on this one teacher. And then as I grew older, different classes.
But I hope it was not as obsessive as Aditi's character in
No, I
this one.
didn't. Thankfully, I didn't kill anyone for it, or they didn't even come to know. And I
Aditi,
was
what?
invisible for them.
Aditi, what about you?
I I honestly had a crush on a teacher, yeah, but there was one teacher whose son I had a crush on more than the teacher.
Oh.
Yeah, there was one teacher I had a crush on. He was super hot, and he didn't look like he fit as a teacher. So he was like, yeah, I used to be like, ये यहाँ क्यों है? ये badminton arena में होने चाहिए यार. Why is he here? And yeah, in my badminton days, certainly the coach is like, because they play so well and you can't play well, and then you're like watching them, like everything is so like physical there, right? Everybody's about basically working out and talking about yaar kisne kaun si tournament jeeti. So that certainly, but not per se as a neighbor, none of those. But yeah, in sports I think I had too many crushes.
Aditi, you were an athlete and you are doing a lot of action in Ziddi Ishq. We have got the taste through the trailer, of course. Did those, athletic years have helped
Hmm.
you in the action sequences?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I had a fall and I had a tear also on my ankle. at that time
Oh.
when we were shooting in Darjeeling, but I could pull it through because there was no option, and I had to like. And then I had another tear during Mandala Murders because this didn't recover. That had to happen. So that was grade 4. So yeah, that. But it helps you because what happens is, as an athlete or as an actor, both you need performance energy, and it's equal. Any athlete, I would say, if you have a say a train like Sumit, for example, or everybody who's done theater, everybody who's done like these kind of shifts of say sometimes 17, 18 hours, and you have to pull through. Yes, here there's an emotional add on. Okay, with athletics it's more emotional, which is internal. You're not concerned about how you're looking or what's happening. Other factors are not your concern, but it's equal amount of hard work, and I think that has certainly helped me do this, because I think the first time, in fact, when I shot for She, I went crying to Imtiaz sir saying, they just don't let me go to the loo also. What am I going to do? Why is it so hard? Wasn't it supposed to be like all nice, and acting is supposed to be easy vibes on set? Maybe theater I understand, but it's like no, this is how it is. So it is very hectic, and we have to all be gear up for that. So agar tear hua to hua. I mean, then in fact there'll be many moments in, I don't know if they've captured it or not, but I was running on that hill in Darjeeling, and there was a dog who was chasing me, a real dog. And he was just, because what happened was we went there and we started running. So the animals there got like worked up because suddenly there was chaos and noise. So he thought I'm the thief, and I was running behind the I was running away from thief.
Oh God.
That is the scene, and he just almost bit me. Like my hand would
Mm.
have completely been his fist at that day.
Oh
So
God.
it just helped me being agile, and I just like turned and went into a lane and all that. So yeah, it does help. Clearly helps a lot being an athlete.
That's really interesting. सुमित, मैंने ऑलरेडी बोल दिया है कि आप एक्टर भी है, राइटर भी है, डायरेक्टर भी है. अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं, what aspect of your entertainment career you enjoy the most, and which one do you find the most challenging one?
I think acting, I really enjoy acting. I mean, you're in charge of one character, and it's if you get the right part, it's quite a luxurious place to be in. There is a lot of hard work, but it's still contained.
Mhm.
Uh, but direction, I think, is directing is very hectic. Uh, Now I can say it because I've experienced it. It is a lot of work. You think you know how much work you're going to do, and then there is more. Um, but it's also very, very rewarding because you're in charge of each and every piece of the puzzle.
Hmm.
And it's also that way, it's very, very rewarding. But it takes a lot out of you. You have to really, really love it to be able to do it well.
Hmm. Hmm. And also, Sumit, if I'm not wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong. You wanted to become either an engineer or a pilot, right?
Yeah, when my brain was not fully developed, that time I used to think that one day I'll become a pilot or an engineer. Then as the brain started developing, I realized that, oh, it requires more. I have to also be intelligent to be these things. Then I said, let me not try that.
But you also have to be an intelligent person to be a writer.
To be an actor, yeah, of course.
Yes.
And you have given us some of the masterpieces through your writing, for which
Uh,
me, my generation, my previous generation, and the upcoming one who would still be watching your content, which is still available and it is still acing at our screens, be it through the
uh,
reels, be it through YouTube videos. We would like to thank you for decorating it so
I-
well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Coming back to Ziddi Ishq, मैं जानना चाहती हूँ which one, Aditi, has been the most challenging scene that you have performed apart from the action that you have performed in it?
Yeah, sorry, Sumit, you're going to hear it again, but that's the only challenging scene that I've experienced, and it's when she goes and the revelation that he has someone else in his life, That I think is a super heartbreaking scene. And for a child to experience something like this, it's see the beauty of firsts, like the first kiss, the first rain, the first time you hold a hand, the first time you hold your mother's hand as a child, even though you'll not remember it, but subconsciously you know that this is the most beautiful thing that you've ever felt. And the first heartbreak, again, is something you will never forget. So I think, very honestly, it was that moment where she comes to know that he's not never going to be hers, probably, and the world crashes, crumbles down to basically nothing for her. And that's why it's so impactful that she goes running through that holy scenario. And I feel that that was the time where probably she grew up, and then a Mehul that you see later is based on this Mehul, who then became very, very, I would not say strong, but yeah, what happens is when you get hurt, you also are provided with the aid to take care of the hurt, which is called strength. So that
Yeah.
strength is literally divine strength. And that strength helps you move forward with no matter what circumstances are put to you, you move forward with it. Once you're strong out of pain, you know. So
Hmm.
I think that strength is what you see in her eventually, that she goes to take on this guy
Hmm.
to whatever level she has, so like I told you, like my pain of my mom's loss, it actually pushed me to be so irrational that I went and did something I would never do.
Yeah.
I was a very docile person. I never even spoke more than required, and suddenly I saw myself do this. And that moment onwards, honestly, Sakshi, I changed as a person. I changed completely, and today I'm that changed person. But it was required by the ये नियति है, मतलब ये लाइफ ने मुझे यहाँ पे एक तरीके से मुझे ले आए. So that's what I would say. So that's what happened with Mehul also. I think that she now is pushed into this where it's her choice whether to move on or whether to go behind what she has gone behind and figure out and know if there is a closure or not. So I think it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Sumit, as a writer, you sometimes feel a writer's block while you are putting, the entire picture onto papers. As an
Always.
actor, do you also feel it challenging to go into one character to adapt it completely? And whenever you feel that challenge, what are some of the ways that help you out of it?
I mean, what happens is you have your own moral compass,
Hmm.
your rights and wrongs based on your experiences of life.
Hmm.
And then when you play a character which is different from who you are as a person or far removed from who you are,
Yeah.
uh, then you find yourself struggling to say certain things or do certain things or indulge in some actions because you're like, why would this person do that?
Hmm.
And you have to constantly remind yourself that because he's not you, he's this other person
Yeah.
who has a completely different life experience, who's had a different upbringing,
Hmm.
and whose ambitions are something else. So they would act in a certain way. I think that becomes the most challenging part, where you put your morality aside and then you commit to someone else's morality. That's where homework comes in, where I think as actors, as artists, it's our responsibility, it's part of our job to meet new people, to travel, to explore, to see parts of the country and the world which otherwise you would have never. As artists, it's very important to free yourself from judgment. There are no
Right.
good or bad people for artists.
Hmm.
There are, it's an artist can meet a psycho killer, or they can meet a monarch or whoever, and they have to empathize with that person. They have
Hmm.
to see that person for who he is or she is.
Absolutely.
And once you start doing that, then you enrich your art. You genuinely are able to do different kind of roles convincingly because you're not judging your character. You're not thinking,
Hmm.
oh, I'm playing a villain, I'm playing a hero, I'm playing a good guy or a bad guy or a stupid person. You start empathizing with the part you're playing.
Hmm. Hmm. That's really interesting. And last but not the least, I would like one scoop from each of you. Sumit, are we going to have a next season of tripling?
I really hope so, yeah. We really enjoy making tripling now. It's not a show that we do to get numbers anymore. We
Mm.
just love this story. We love this bunch of actors and technicians that we worked with. We love the company that makes these shows, TVF. So I think we are just, trying to find that right chapter to this story
Mm.
and the right platform to be able to do it. So let's hope it happens sooner.
Aditi, what about Ashram?
आई थिंक सच में मुझे आश्रम भेज देंगे अभी वो क्योंकि मैं कुछ नहीं बोल सकती, मैं कुछ नहीं कह सकती. It's like that. No, so it's like, yeah, I hope soon. That's it.
लेकिन हम जिद्दी इश्क के बारे में बात कर सकते हैं. We have spoken about it. I'm super excited for it. Thank you so much for speaking to News 9, guys. All
Thank
the
you so
very
much.
Thank
best.
you.
All the
Thank
very
you,
best.
Sakshi. Bye.
Thank you.